It's week 12 of the National Football League, and we've got the Dragons' athletic corner, who has put together 32 tackles this season from his cornerback spot. Who knows what we're in store for here? And it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at the Londoners as they get ready here. The beat goes on, doesn't it? A perfect 10-0 to start the campaign.
And it's a good locker room to be in, too. Guys don't show up on game day hoping to win. They expect to win. And so far, they've yet to have a letdown.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, they come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Upon us, it's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Morgan off of play action. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. So an early wake-up call there leads to a quick 2nd and long. Morgan. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. Here's Morgan to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some step aside. And the Jaguars send out their punter. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's the rookie out of Florida. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They'll stick to the ground game with Gore. And he stopped immediately there. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. They need 2. Here's 3rd down. They'll send the tight end in motion. Now it's Smith. Man open. It's Goodwin. Taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. On the handoff, Watson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the back to throw. Able to get this to Gordon. Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. 3rd down and 6. A shotgun snap for Smith. That is caught. Powers ahead at the 45. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 42. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. I'll give the rookie another one on this opening drive and a first down with it. A nice start, Charles, for the first-year passer. He's come out, made a few plays. Nice.
That just shows the depth that they have on the roster and the guys who are serious about being ready when their number is called. Someone goes down, someone jumps in, and they don't skip a beat.
As they face a 3rd down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it because 4 for 4 already. I think he's got a good chance of picking this one up here on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, they'll run with Gore. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So they'll say no to the 50-yard field goal try. Instead, the offense out there, they're going for it. They snap it to Smith. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. So after the 4th down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25. Up the middle they go with Gore. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
This is 2nd and 8. From the gun, here's Smith. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. Well, they're not hiding who their central focus is on offense. Charles, he already now has 4 receptions here on this opening drive.
And I know people who are watching the game are thinking, did they forget about him in the defensive game plan? But it's actually been the opposite. They're giving him a lot of attention, but he's been very creative and savvy in his route running and finding seams and openings in order to create these completions.
And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I'd go right at them with another momentum play. I'd go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
On 1st and goal, Gore. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Smith. Touchdown! A great play there. With touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Dragons will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. But with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach, okay? So he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before... is over.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Hey, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
They'll keep it on the ground. O'Neal. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. When you look at this defense, they've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
On 3rd down, O'Neal. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
On 1st down, O'Neal. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
It's a gain of just a couple there, but it's enough to get them the first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Set to throw is Morgan. He finds McCoy. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 36 yards on the play.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, Plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal.
Not a whole lot there on first and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
Morgan looks to throw it. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. That was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away.
Morgan now. Going to throw on third and goal. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, second down. You look at this Jaguar defense, and they played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
Yeah, this has been a good defense, but they're going to have to really prove it in this one because guess what? They're facing the number 1 passing offense in the NFL. It's definitely a prove-it day for them.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Here's Smith. Gets it to Gordon. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to, pick up a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Smith. Delivering again to Gordon, and he's got him again. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Throwing again is Smith. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
On first down, it's Gore. Evades the tackler, and now some space. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 53 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Gore again here on first down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
Back to throw, Smith. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Gordon. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
That's a letdown defensively because they had them stacked up third and long, and you know their thought process had to be just make the tackle in front of the sticks and force the 3. Instead, they allowed him room to run, and now they're facing first and goal, looking to regroup.
Second quarter now, and it's London with the football as they go to work on a first and goal. Here's Smith. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bailey. That'll bring up second and goal after the gain of 5.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days.
Touchdown! A great effort there. With his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. And the Dragons had 6 to their lead. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Jaguars getting set to go. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Morgan. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 21 yards. They'll run on first down. O'Neal. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
And he's got this down to the 35. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Off of a play fake, here's Morgan. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down. Throwing now is Morgan. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Well, that's the down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Following the fumble recovery, Smith. Throw left side, complete.
Back-to-back possessions. The ball's turned over.
Back-to-back plays.
I mean, just that quickly, and you think you're going to the bench to get a little break, and all of a sudden you're hearing sudden change, get back out there, grabbing your helmets and running back out on the field. I don't think it's going to affect them much now, but if this keeps up...
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he is close to a first down as he's tackled at the Jaguars' 13-yard line. 62 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first down. This offense so far on third down, they've been excellent, 6 for 7. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. They'll try and pick up the first with Gore. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage partners. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Now Morgan. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. On first down, O'Neal. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. Play action with Morgan. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And that's where you want to use your big tight end. Let him use his size and frame to go up and get the deep ball in the end zone. But that time, they couldn't connect.
Off play action. Morgan. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. But that's always a risk on those longer kicks. You have to drive it low to get it there. That opened the door for a better chance for the defense to get a hand on it, and that's just what we saw there.
And even if the odds increase a little bit because it's a longer field goal attempt, it's still difficult to get hands on the football and create a block. Big-time excitement for that unit, getting through and knocking that one away.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Here's 2nd and 7. Play action. It's Smith. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. It's a big play there on 3rd down. 43 yards.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
He finds his man complete. That's Hayes.
Number 5, a 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 7-yard line.
4 yards to go on 2nd down from the 7. They'll try it up the gut with Gore. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Dragons take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. Well, fair to say they've got something here in this rookie running back, and he's in for the 2nd time of the ball game.
And, Brandon, it's a position where there's often a lot of turnover, a lot of competition at that spot. But he's proven to them that he wants to be the bell cow guy that his franchise can rely on.
Extra point. Down the middle. Is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. The last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
Now the first carry here for the running back. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Call that had a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there. Stop. And not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Morgan. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything. This first half, and now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The Dragons offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Well, part of why that play works is because the defense has to freeze because they don't know whether he's going to hand it off or keep it himself. And this time, how about that sleight of hand there? Gives it to his wideout. And that indecision defensively, boy, it hurt him in a big way.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
And he will be out of bounds after a nice pickup. And that will also lead us to the 2-minute warning. Third and 3. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
A lot depending on the spot there, and he got it. But it wasn't by much, was it? I remember Coach Madden talking about, depending on which foot the official used, that would tell you whether you had the first down or not. You want that upfield foot to be the one that spots the ball, don't you?
And you and I have the luxury of a couple extra views here in the booth, and he did get it, but not by much. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Second down and 8. On the option, it's Smith himself. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Now Smith. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And his kick is indeed good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. And it's the Saints who have the lead in the second quarter. The Saints trying to hold on and claim victory. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. The Raiders looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the 49ers as that one's gone to the half. The Buccaneers seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory.
All right,
Final
Coach, thanks very
being
much.
made
Fine
for the
work
second
as
half.
always.
Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Oh, a good-looking return setup here. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The home team's offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And he's been a consistent force offensively all season. Currently ranked amongst the best in the NFL in terms of receiving touchdowns. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smarter.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A big play there. 62 yards. And the Dragons come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Here's Morgan to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there. 70 yards. And the Jaguars are able to claw one back. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Dragons offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. Well, this defense just has not been able to keep him under wraps. That's now 10 catches for him in the ball game. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Smith now to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bailey. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. The numbers throwing the ball have been great. He's up over 300 yards now for the game. Throwing is Smith. He gets it to Cooks. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. Second down coming up. From the 2 now, second and goal. Smith. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Dragons have taken a 5-touchdown lead. We saw so much of this last year at the college level, but there you go. His first rushing touchdown as an NFL quarterback.
And with the speed he has, we certainly know it won't be his last, because that's something that aided him very well, as you mentioned, at the college level. It's something he's going to carry over, and they'll make it a big part of their offense.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And, CD, you know, sometimes you don't need those complicated game plans or the added wrinkles. Last time out, you think about it, couldn't have been any simpler. One play, one pass, touchdown. There he goes, right side. He may go. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there. 70 yards. yards. And the Jags are able to at least get one score back. They've done a good job of holding him down the first half, but he explodes for a big one right there.
Yeah, I got an image in my head of him being surrounded by a bunch of people, really, with ropes and other things trying to keep him locked in. But eventually they got tired too. And just as you noted, he broke out.
And it's a guy that usually you can only keep down for so long. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Well, this offense and their wideout headed back onto the field. And you see the numbers for him into this third quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Still comfortably on top, third quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10. And that's complete to Cooks. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. From the 35, here's second down at a yard. Hands it off out of the gun. And right around the 37. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Let's go now. Check smash. Check smash. Let go.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and it's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pick up there of 20 yards. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. Looking to throw. Copeland. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 28. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Back to throw. Copeland steps away to his left. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Copeland. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 9-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. And it's caught. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Dragons get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, They seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. It really doesn't get much easier than the last drive. One play, and they took it all the way to the house on the touchdown run.
And you know how many times we talked about that's exactly how they drew it up? Because essentially every play that's drawn up in an offensive playbook, if everyone does their job perfectly, should go for a touchdown, right? That's one that actually did. Give a little credit to those big fellows up front, too. They sprang their man for not only a big gain, but 6 points.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Set to throw is Morgan. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He finds McCoy. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there. 41 yards. And the Jaguars are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion left. Throwing to start the drive. Copeland. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And past the 40 before he's... The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. A run. It's Watson. There's the stiff arm. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Smith. Finds his man. Watson over the middle. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. To throw is Smith. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. On the ground, here's Watson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Now it's Smith. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
Brings up 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
Here's Smith. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. He's going to go out of bounds but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Here's Smith. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Goodwin. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be second down. Final minute now of the third quarter. Again, Smith. Able to get this to Gordon. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. And this one is right through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. So both offenses come to life here in this third quarter as this is shaping up for a good finish. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in London. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Here's Morgan. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing the Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
London about set to take over on offense. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he's got this down to the 35. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. Powers through him. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Back to throw, Smith. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Now Smith. And it's caught. Touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Dragons add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Yet another touchdown in what has just been a high-scoring affair, a fun one to watch. And it's the rookie quarterback, Charles, coming through with yet another touchdown pass to pad the lead.
Did we come into this game where defense was optional? Because it certainly feels that way, right? But when you look at the scoreboard, this rookie, he has his team moving at a little bit quicker pace than his opponents. The entire offense is going to get plenty of praise, but I think these coaches have to be especially happy with what their quarterback has done.
The extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as on to that big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. And now out come the Jags. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And that one to the right side and incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Dragons offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 15.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They'll run with Watson. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Call that a gain of 11.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 56 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Running right through him. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Heck of a broken tackle. It's down near the 23. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Here's Gore now, running out of the gun. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 yards as they get to reset the sticks.
And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends were on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Jaguars offense ready to set up shop here again. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
The throw out wide going to be incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Morgan looks to throw it.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself.
Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line.
This offense making its way back out, led by their wide receiver. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show, as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively.
And they take a knee. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. And now on is the field goal unit. And boy, this is speculative at best, crazy at worst. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Londoners, The perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, their luck may have run out as